It gets to you when you think about how affordable this was. So as I bring Sybrina Fulton to you, I want to tell you, as I have told all these cities and at all these rallies, what an incredible figure of courage she has been. I mean, a lot of people have compared her to Rosa Parks in this current struggle for civil rights. I want to quote for you what she told the people in New York City at the first Million 30 rally. And Tracy and I were there, and we had went to New York, and we had done interviews all day long. We had done them with the Today Show, Good Morning America, Anderson Cooper, and Reverend Al Sharpton. And it was a situation, we were tired. Sybrina had a head cold, and Reverend Sharpton had told us, you know, these young people. And that's also, it's the young people, y'all, who are standing up and organizing. It's not corporate, it's not anybody, but the people in the community who are planning these rallies, the grassroots. And that's what they did in New York. The city of New York wasn't even ready for the first Million 30 rally. You should have saw how NYPD and all of them were getting out there to try to control that crowd of 30,000 people when we walked down the 30 Rockefeller Plaza. And it was a situation where Reverend Sharpton said, I don't know if y'all were ready for the people. They've been talking about this all day. And they did this in a 24-hour period. And so we didn't know what to expect when we walked outside of NBC. And we were real nervous because Sybrina was sick, and we knew that everybody wanted to hear from him, and we said we had to do it. And so Sybrina came out, and Tracy and I, we'll be okay. And we were holding her hand, and people were everywhere. There were cameras, and she was shaking, and she was nervous, and she's, you know, was like, do we have to do it? I don't feel well. We said, we just gonna do it, and we got to thank him. And we didn't know what to expect. And what she said, I think, is still the most profound thing said about this whole Trayvon Martin tragedy. Sybrina came up in a brief few words. She said, I want to thank you all for standing up for my son, Trayvon Martin. But he's not just my son, he's your son. He's all our sons. And if it can happen to my son, it can happen to your son. So we all got to stand up for Trayvon Martin. We all got to stand up for justice. And the crowd was crazy.
Trayvon was no different from any one of your kids, and that's why he's no different from any other kid. He's your son, he's your stepson, he's your godson, he's your nephew, he's your cousin. He's all of our sons. So we have to stand up for Trayvon Martin, we have to stand up for your kids. And so the thing I want to say is, Stop Injustice is a good policy, it's a good program, but we also have to change the mindset. I can't just take the weapons away from them. We also have to think about what they're thinking in their minds. So I say to you today, to make sure that you're talking to your kids every day, that you give them hugs and kisses and you give them love, like I did my son. He was never afraid to give me a kiss in public. He was never afraid to hug me in public. He was never afraid to show a sign of affection. And that's the child that I raised. That's the child that we raised together. God is in control.
I'm proud of East St. Louis. When Mr. Jones was introducing me, he let me know that I was from the Norman Jones Project. I'm from all over East St. Louis. I'm from the Roosevelt home. I'm from 44th and Buffalo Road. I'm from St. Louis Avenue. I'm from Washington Park. Most perfect, most powerful 21st century. I have a lot of families and friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I just want to take this second to ask all my families and friends, please stand up. And I love y'all, man. I love y'all, man. It's been a long time since I've seen you all. I haven't seen you all in a while. I know a lot of you all have been trying to contact me. Yeah. And it's just been like real hectic. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, every call that I miss, I've got.
You understand?
It was something that bothered me. I was listening to an internet interview, and this individual who was on the interview, he asked the question, well, why does it take someone that doesn't live in St. Louis to come back and bring public awareness to the community? And I didn't respond to him personally, but my response to that was, I'm from St. Louis. How you gonna throw negativity out there just to say, hey, why you coming here? I come here to these my people. That society will get mad at you. That's for coming back home and speaking to your family, your family. You know, it's a sick world out there. And we as a whole, we have to come together. We have to start embracing each other. To stop the violence movement. If you don't take the guns away, you have to replace it with something. That's right. The first thing you got to replace it with God. If you don't know God, you don't know yourself. The second thing you got to replace it with is love. We got to get back to family love, our family values. And the third thing that I think that's going to get us by is, if you don't take it that way, give them a book. Educate our children. Because without education, it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. I see certainly a lot of law enforcement entities here, and I love that. My thing is, we as an African American community are the penal system's biggest clients. I don't want to take their job away from them, but at the same time, we need to stop heavily populating these institutions. It is a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. Once you get in, it's just like that radio commercial. They come in and can't come in. So I just think that, we need to invest in more resources in our community. Our kids don't have nothing to do. They don't have anything to do. There's no centers. There's just not enough outreach programs. We have church. I think church is a wonderful thing. Yeah. And if all our churches can get together and say, man, I'm gonna take you off the streets. I'm gonna take you off the streets. Your mother, your grandmother, they weren't raised like this. We used to be able to play in the streets. We used to be able to play in the streets. Now kids can't even go in the streets. Trayvon thought it was safe for him to walk outside. And this is not just a black community thing. It's all over now. Trayvon showed he thought he was safe. That community has been there for about 5 years. A gated community. You shouldn't have to be afraid to walk outside of the house. Why can't I walk from my house to my neighbor's house without being profiled, or without being robbed, or without being shot?
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. It's a city society. I just feel as though when you sit down and you look at the overall picture, and you have major corporations funding the defense for a man who murdered an unarmed child. The press looked at, okay, this is another black child. One person said his parents were welfare recipients. Man, I'm a hard worker. I work hard. And part of that is attributed to my friends and family, their mothers and fathers. Because Miss Phineas, if I did something wrong, Miss Chris got on my back. Tommy got on my back. You know, and it's just, if we look at our kids now, I look at my neighbor's child, and it's just like, if I see them doing something wrong, me personally, I let them know. But as a community, as a whole, as a people, 95% of the people won't do it. Because we're afraid of what's going to happen, what that 15 or 16-year-old child going to do. You know, we stereotyping children out. You know, we are the biggest critics of ourselves. We need to learn how to seek help within ourselves before we ask somebody else to help us. If we can't, if you can't help yourself, you can't expect nobody else to help you. And I just like to say, man, I applaud, Rev, opening up the doors, letting all of us come in here. It is just amazing, how we can come together and just we need to collaborate a little bit more, put our minds together. We want to say, yes, we're gonna stop the violence. But what's gonna happen? See, what happens when the cameras turn off? That's right. We can't sit up and say, man, this is white and black thing. Because if we don't get our communities back, there's gonna have to be a coalition of people, white, black, brown, Chinese. I think we have a lot of superstar figures from the East St. Louis area. I just feel as though they need to reach back into the community. Somebody said they wouldn't let a non-black person mentor their child. Why wouldn't you let them mentor your child when we as blacks don't get them? Somebody has to mentor them. Somebody has to do it. So if we don't want Latin America, if we don't want Asian Americans, if we don't want white Americans mentoring our kids, let's get up and mentor them. We have to adopt some type of system. We have to adopt some type of system where we as a community, we as a people can say, okay, we're gonna do this together. We take back our streets. We're gonna give our our communities jobs. We're going to give our community, most of all, hope.
Yes.
Right now, we need to be back to hope. We need that. We need to get it. We need to very get it. I just want to let y'all know that I really appreciate it. All right. I just really want y'all to know that I really appreciate the reception, the warm reception that you all have extended to me and my family. I usually just say our family because this is our adopted, my adopted. Jennifer Martin, that's my baby. She gonna run everything, so if y'all try to call me, I'm gonna say call me. Justin, sister-in-law, Stephanie Sanders, and y'all, these are my family. My son,